My name is Monique Martinez. I'm from Redwood City, California. Grew up in Redwood City, California. Born in Stockton and moved over to Redwood City when I was 5 and been here since then. My family is very musical. A lot of people in my family, some of them don't pursue it as much, but my grandfather was definitely the one that kind of inspired me to explore the musical world. He played in a trio, and just watching him at our family barbecues just play his guitar just had me mesmerized. My mom, it gets a little emotional because she made a huge difference, and when people didn't believe that I was able to do anything with music, I mean, a lot of my family members would sit there and kind of laugh, like, what? You're gonna sing music? Oh, please. Just go to school, become a doctor. Everybody's dream in the American lifestyle. Growing up in a Mexican-American household. But my mom, I literally begged her to please put me into singing lessons. And finally, we found somebody, and at the age of 7, I was able to start singing, and from there I never looked back. Being Mexican American, going into the R&B genre, that has been the biggest, and I say biggest challenge, because often, I mean, my name is Monique. A lot of people would ask me, well, what is your ethnicity? Because I don't look like I'm French or African American, and it's kind of funny because when I say that I'm Mexican, they kind of just step back, like, what? You're singing R&B music and you're Mexican? Best believe it. It's what I do. I mean, it's part of the musical background that I grew up with. A lot of R&B music was in my household, which is rare because a lot of Mexican American folks or kids that would grow up would be typically listening to cumbias, merengues, and bandas, and all kinds of stuff like that. I just grew up listening to Motown, and it just makes who I am as an artist. And it's difficult because people people have their assumptions, their opinions about who you need to be and who you should portray. And I feel personally that I'm carrying beyond these boundaries and the barriers of who I'm supposed to be. And in the industry, it's really hard because being a female, you're supposed to wear a little less or talk a little less. But in my view, I would say that you kind of have to surpass that, and you have to push aside the egos and just continue to be you. And the acceptance of that is always very, very difficult because people are not really receptive to it. You have a voice, and they see that if you're coming from such a small little community, the small city, and you're actually doing something that's big. And I think it's pretty sweet. I mean, what can you do? You can come from New York or San Francisco and people won't know, but Redwood City, if you know, this is my hometown. This is where I was born, or strike that. This is where I was raised, and people accept you a little bit more. Like, okay, she's really putting her city on